Hi everyone, welcome back to TOEFL 100 Plus, a channel where we help you ace your TOEFL exam. And before I get into this video, I want to start with two quick reading passages. So in a moment on the screen, you will see two different versions of the same reading passage. Pause this video, read them both, and then try to answer this question. Which one was better? You ready? Let's begin. All right, if your answer is number 2, you are correct. Number 2 seemed like it was a little easier to read. Why? Because it had linking words or expressions or shorter linkers. So today we're gonna talk about those linkers, what they do, why we need them, and most importantly, I'm gonna give you some examples of really good linkers that you can use to make sure your TOEFL speaking and writing answers are coherent, clear, beautiful, organized, and impressive. You ready? Let's begin. So linkers are words or phrases that connect ideas, sentences, or even paragraphs. They help your responses flow smoothly and they show the examiners your ability to express your ideas logically. To give a very simple example, instead of saying, I like traveling, I enjoy exploring new cultures, you can say, I like traveling because I enjoy exploring new cultures. Same idea, but it just flows better. It's smooth, like butter. Now let's explore some really cool linkers that you can use on TOEFL and impress the hell out of everybody. Let's begin. Let's start with the first category, and that's linkers for adding information, right? These are perfect when you're expanding on your point or you have your original idea and you're giving multiple reasons or examples. You're giving more. And the first one is moreover. Regular exercise improves physical health by strengthening the heart and muscles. Moreover, it enhances mental well-being by reducing stress and boosting mood. Amazing. The next one is in addition. Participating in group projects helps students develop teamwork skills. In addition, it teaches them how to manage time effectively and collaborate to achieve common goals. The next one is furthermore. Furthermore is a great one, actually. Learning a second language improves cognitive abilities and memory. Furthermore, it opens up more career opportunities in an increasingly globalized world. Sounds great, doesn't it? Next, not only deforestation damages the natural habitats of many species, but also is the main reason for global warming. And the last one for addition, as well as. This one is pretty simple and you know this one very well. Too much dependency on technological devices, as well as the internet, would bring catastrophic consequences once something goes wrong. In the speaking part, of course, you can use less formal alternatives like also, as well as is completely fine. Besides, what's more, apart from that. For example, I didn't really want to take on the work. Besides, I was in the middle of writing a book at the time. And maintaining the right level of formality is pretty important for the TOEFL exam, because in the speaking section, you should definitely avoid slang, but at the same time, it's best not to be overly formal and super academic, right? It just sounds a little out of place, especially when you give answers to, speaking question 1, like a preference question. Do you prefer this or that? Being too stiff about it and too formal doesn't necessarily show you in the best light as an English speaker or English learner. You want to make sure you master the different levels of formality because there's time and place for everything. Are you struggling to figure out the right phrases, grammar, or strategies to excel in the TOEFL writing and speaking sections? If yes, then my online course, How to Score Over 100 on TOEFL Without Trying Too Hard, is your ultimate guide to your TOEFL success. In this course, you get 23 lessons where you can learn at your own pace, anywhere, access to everything for 3 months, which is the perfect prep timeline for focused and effective studying. This course covers everything from the exam format to advanced strategies and some tips and tricks. I give you a variety of proven templates for speaking and writing. Certain, expressions, phrases, structures, and tips guaranteed to boost your score. And you get to play around with all that stuff and get a lot of hands-on practice. You can apply everything that you're learning with tons of practical exercises and practice activities. You'll understand the most recent, the newest TOEFL format and tackle tasks in the most effective and efficient way. You will master time management and learn all the little crafty, sneaky tricks to maximize your time. You'll use quick prep strategies because nobody wants to prepare for this, for 10 years. We don't have time for that. Also, we don't want to deal with difficult questions. We'll break them down and make sure even the most difficult question is easy for you. And you will develop skills to read faster, take accurate notes, and just generally kill it. This course is not at all about studying harder. It's about studying smarter because we don't have time for that. I'll teach you all of my exclusive step-by-step methods to simplify your preparation, minimize your prep time, but maximize your results at the same time. Don't wait until it's too late. Let's work together and turn your TOEFL dreams into reality. The link to learn more about this course and sign up is in the description box down below. Now, the next category of linkers is for contrasting ideas, and here you use them to link two contrasting different ideas to show that one fact makes the other fact surprising, or how one thing is different from the other thing, so on and so forth. The first one is however, and however is just a fancier version of but. But, you use it all the time. However is the same. With however, you will first start with your original idea, and then before you introduce the next sentence that contradicts or contrasts with the previous one, with the OG one, you just use however at the beginning of the second sentence. For example, I enjoy city life. However, it can be quite stressful. Although, though, even though. With all three of them, we use a subject and a verb. All three of them mean the same thing, but even though is a bit stronger than the other two. For example, although I studied really hard, I didn't pass the test. Even though the government will shut down the factory, global warming will continue. And though can also go at the end of the second part of your idea. And this way of expressing contrasting ideas is the most common in spoken English. For example, I didn't know anyone when I first came to college. I quickly made friends though. You see, this one is great, not just for TOEFL, but your life spoken English, because this one is super popular. The next one is while. And I know while is pretty commonly used with time, but it can also be used to mean despite the fact that, or although, essentially. While I made some mistakes in my driving exam, I still passed. In this sense, while comes at the beginning of the sentence. While can also be used to mean but or compared with the fact that, to compare two ideas that sort of contradict each other. While person one is very sociable, person two is more reserved, right? Contrast. The next category is linkers to show cause and effect, right? These transition words and expressions describe a cause and effect relationship between two ideas. I mean, cause and effect. Something happens, and then because of that, something else happens. The most important conjunctions here are because, as, and since introduce a cause, and then so introduces an effect. And these are used to join two complete sentences or two independent clauses together. And they're often used like this. For example, because, as, and since, right? You use because, as, and since interchangeably. It's the same thing. You express the cause of an action or event. I chose this university because it has an excellent engineering program. I chose this university since it has an excellent engineering program, or I chose this university as it has an excellent engineering program. Perfectly fine. Next, because of and due to. Because of and due to are often used interchangeably, but there is very small subtle difference between them. Because of is used to indicate the reason for something, while due to is used to indicate sort of like the cause of a particular outcome. Let me show you. He couldn't attend the meeting because of his illness. That is the reason. Due to the widespread corruption in these less developed countries, the fund should be directly handled and utilized by the authority of the developed countries. So in this case, it's a cause of a particular outcome. In the first one, you could do that too, but it just sounds a little awkward. It sounds a little too serious for something like that. He couldn't attend the meeting due to his illness. It's just unnecessarily fancy. It doesn't need to be like that. It's just a simple reason. It's not necessarily a cause of an outcome. Therefore and so occur in the second of the two related sentences and can have a variety of positions within the second sentence. Now check this out. All of these have the same meaning. She had studied diligently for months. Therefore, she passed the exam with flying colors. She had studied diligently for months. She, therefore, passed the exam with flying colors. So you can put it in the beginning or just like this after the subject. Both are completely fine. So is a conjunction that has the same meaning as therefore. Use a comma, not a period, to connect two related independent clauses. She had studied diligently for months, comma, so, comma, she passed the exam with flying colors. Now, let me give you a couple of linkers for giving examples. And it's very simple. Of course, for example, for example, this one is very typical, very common. We're not even gonna stop here. This one. For instance is another alternative to for example. Too much time spent watching the nightly news makes me feel really anxious. For instance, if I hear about some new war or disaster every day of the week, I get really depressed, and this makes it a lot harder to function in my daily life. Now, if you're breaking down a group, or you're taking it apart, or you're introducing a big general category and then you're giving examples of smaller pieces of it, you can use such as. For instance, you can visit many beautiful cities in Italy, such as Rome and Florence. And if your example is more graphic in a way that the example clearly demonstrates the concept, you can use to illustrate, right? Illustrate has this graphic sort of vibe to it. There are many benefits to healthy eating. To illustrate, it improves your energy levels and concentration. And the last one, and in conclusion, to sum it up, these are the linkers for concluding and summarizing, and I just used two of them. In conclusion, for example, in conclusion, technology has transformed the way we communicate. In conclusion is very basic and it's very easy and everyone knows this, so you can use to sum up, or to sum it up, or to sum it all up. To sum it all up, studying abroad offers numerous academic and personal benefits, right? Obviously, before that, you were talking about all of them specifically, and then you were just putting a nice little bow on it at the end. And you can use overall. Overall, the experience was both challenging and rewarding. Amazing. And that's it for today's video. If you found these linkers useful, please give this video a quick thumbs up. It really, really helps us out. Remember, mastering and using these linkers can help you boost your TOEFL score by making your answers more organized and impactful. And that's what you want. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that yet, and hit that notification bell to always know and be notified when we drop a new video. TOEFL is nothing. We got this. See you in the next one.